It's the finale! I'm so excited. This is a special episode of Reloaded. We're getting out of the studio, out of the range, and taking a tour of the coolest firearms manufacturer here in the greatest country in the world, the US of A. Based in Phoenix, Arizona, there's no other place like it, Strategic Armory Corps. We're ending this season with a bang. I'm Paige, and this is Reloaded. Everyone, so we are at Strategic Armory Corps in Phoenix, Arizona with Garrett, and he's going to be showing us the process of how all of the products are made. So under Strategic Armory Corps, we've got AWC suppressors, Armalite rifles, Macmillan, and Surgeon rifles. Let's go check it out. All right, so we are in the Armalite manufacturing area with Garrett, and so tell us a little bit about what happens in this area. How does it get from a block of aluminum to this?
Yeah, so it takes a forged block of aluminum, lower receiver, and also the upper receiver, and we take them and we put them in these machines, and eventually it goes through all the processes and it spits it out as a finished product.
And then they just piece everything together, and that happens all in this facility.
That's right.
Super cool. So it starts with aluminum, ends with manufacturing a full rifle, and this is kind of the oldest one on Armalite, and now kind of a modern Armalite is something like this.
Yeah. So yeah, this one's pretty interesting. It's a patent pending, serial 002. The first one we have no idea what happened with, but this is perhaps one of the oldest, if not the oldest, surviving Armalite in existence. It's actually got wooden furniture, where later on they used a Bakelite that looked like wood. Still uses the same pattern as the new style magazines. But these actually were designed in the 1990s. Started off as the B model, now we're on to the A model, which uses the same pattern magazine as these. We can go into that further if you want.
Awesome.
But
and all manufactured in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's correct.
So if you're ordering an Armalite, it's coming from Phoenix, Arizona. I think that's so cool.
This is how they begin. No holes or...
So when you order it, it just comes looking like that.
Yeah, this is the raw part. And so all the machining processes are done here, and we'll be loading them onto these tombstones, and it would go in through the different processes to machine.
And does this machine cuts everything, or what is it?
So you have all these different milling machines in a sequence as it runs down a track, like a railroad track. Goes in, loads the tombstone with all the parts. It knows the location because it's already got the probes locations for each individual part, and manufactures to our specs. So.
Awesome. And then it punches out as, is it a finished, or what does it look like after this?
It would just be like a lower that you would purchase from Brownells or any other place, but ours will have our logo on it and to our specifications. This one's like an AR-10 upper, so we make those here as well. This one would be for a 15 lower.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. All the manufacturing processes of these two critical components are done here. Here's one that's gone through a little bit of the processing, so that you can see that it's not quite done. The threads aren't on it.
And that's this one right here?
Yeah, but this would be for an AR-15.
Oh, very cool.
We call them the M15.
Yeah.
But that's
so is that like
partly
halfway
done
through the process?
Mm-hmm. They haven't put the ejection port in and a few other features, but it's getting there.
Awesome. And then walking around, so many big machines.
Yeah.
So this does it just do, it punches out all of the uppers and lowers and it just goes down this row?
Yeah, so it only takes really one operator and all the processes are automated, so.
Okay, what is all that?
These are all the various tools that are used in the processing or the machining of the upper and lower receiver. So they have big magazines that are automated that you'll load the tools into. It'll measure the tools where they end and stop. And it's pretty complex. It knows when the tool is worn and will replace it or tell you to replace it. Pretty complex. These are millions and millions of dollars of machines.
It's just so crazy. All right, you guys, super interesting. These machines are wild, and it's crazy that everything happens in the US, in Phoenix, Arizona for Armalite, and it goes from this to that, which is awesome. And this is basically what we can buy online, in our regular gun stores, anything like that. So let's go see what else they have. All right, so what else do we have? So we've got Armalite, ARs. What else does Strategic Armory Corps do, or SAC?
Sure. So the parent company is Strategic Armory Corps, but we also have, in addition to Armalite, we have AWC, Surgeon rifles, and McMillan rifles.
Okay.
All under one roof.
And what's this area? What's going on in this area?
Well, we use it for quite a few different products. Like right now, you know, these machines can run the Armalite tactical brakes, but we'll also do AWC. This is our 50 cal turbodyne blast chamber that we'll do here as well. So,
and that's for what does this do?
50 BMG that goes in the initial stage of it, where the cones would be out front. So that's
and is this part? What company is this part of?
AWC.
AWC. So this is for a suppressor.
Yes.
For a 50 cal.
50 cal.
Oh, that's amazing. So what's that process, or what else needs to be added to this?
So they're going to be putting some K baffles, which are basically cones, in front of this. Would put a metal sleeve over it with an end cap that would be mounted, and also the end, which would have some holes in it, as well as the exit hole. That would be all welded together in-house and then engraved and painted.
That's so cool. So AWC, with suppressors, how long have they been?
Since the late 1970s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are they more precision, or what kind of suppressors do they have?
It varies. They started off doing all sorts of stuff. So mainly right now we do center fire and rim fire suppressors for rifles, pistols, things like that. But we also are going to be possibly starting an old line for submachine guns as well. But we do have probably most known for our turbodyne 50 cals, our thunder traps, our PSRs, things like that.
Awesome. So we've got Armalite, we've got AWC. Let's go see what else they've got. All right, precision rifles.
Yep, this is the area where we do surgeon. These are the short actions, we call them the 591s. We also did the 1086 and the XLs as well, which handle like the 338 Lapua.
Which ones are these for? Is it for surgeon rifles or McMillan?
This is going to be a surgeon.
Okay.
And this is called the 591, which is a short action. It's not quite finished yet. They're going to be EDM cut, which would be going onto this machine. So you're going to have a little wire that's going to go down and cut out the rifle bolts raceway.
Okay.
Which is very difficult to machine traditionally. So we do this process with electricity, and it kind of basically precision cuts it.
For precision rifles. That makes sense.
Right.
So for someone, I'm more knowledgeable in like handguns and pistols. So for someone who's not so versed in precision rifles,
Sure.
What is this?
So what we've done is we've taken basically a Remington 700 and injected it with a lot more strength. Like you have a Picatinny rail that's built in, so it'll never move on you, never break. It's solid. It's not going to move. So we also have, instead of your bolt release on the bottom, we put it on the side and reinforce the area here. It will take a Remington 700 trigger, and the lug is also integral, so you don't have to worry about dimensioning it. If you're a rifle builder, it's not going to move on you. Also, it gives you a little bit more thread length that will enhance the strength of the action as well.
And then what caliber is this for?
Usually a standard caliber, but you can also do short magnums as well.
But so can this be made for different calibers?
Yes,
oh,
absolutely.
Okay. Why would someone want to get a precision rifle? What's that? What would you want to use it for?
Right. Well, it makes shooting distance a lot more easy when you have the right equipment. So, surgeon rifle, you're going to be able to shoot competitions with it, plus 1,000-yard type shooting, extreme long range with an XL. If you're demanding basically the best, you're going to have to get an aftermarket action, or you're going to have to do a lot of gunsmithing.
Yeah.
Or you can buy it where all that's already done. And there's things, even if you had a Remington, you can't really do that this has already built in.
So Macmillan, amazing, surgeon rifles as well. Do you want to see what a precision rifle looks like? It's insane. Hold on, just wait right there.
That really suits you pretty well.
Thanks.
I think you need one.
It's almost as tall as me. It's heavy too.
So we've used these overseas in Afghanistan. It's top 5 long distance sniper kills were with this rifle. Not quite in this configuration, but this one has the Cadex stock on it, as well as this one does.
And basically the pieces that we're talking about here, these guys,
Yeah.
a little bit different, but essentially it's right here, right?
Yeah. So this is a Macmillan receiver. It's with the bolt, of course, but yeah, that one's the biggest action that we make here. So,
That's insane. And so precision rifles, what's different from like a standard AR?
precision rifles is when you want to hit the eyeball of a fly versus maybe the fly.
Right.
You're going to be really concentrating on each shot a little bit more than, say, a semi-automatic rifle. Yeah. With a bolt-action rifle, you have consistent lockup every time, whereas with a semi-automatic, you have moving parts, and it usually translates to a little bit less accuracy, but to some, that's what they want.
I feel like I need this to be my next precision rifle.
It should.
My new EDC, guys.
So this is where we assemble all the M15s as well as the AR-10s. Over here we'll do all the uppers, fully assembling. That includes the barrel, the gas blocks, anything that's attached to the barrel, basically.
And are these just individual stations that they work at? And how many guns can they work on at a time?
Usually we can put out about 100 to, when it's really necessary, about 150 a day.
That's crazy.
With the full staff. Yeah.
With the full staff. How long does it take to put an Armalite M15 together?
Pretty quick. I would say we're looking at about 10 to 15 minutes for one, if you were to time it and break it down. But we try not to race too much because we want to make sure we get it
all
correct.
the precision right and everything like
all
that.
All the torque settings, everything's done correctly.
And is everything done in this little area, or what do they do in this area that we're in right now?
So right here, we would be assembling the upper. So we'd put the upper receiver on, we'd put the barrel on, put the barrel nut on, torque it down, hand guard, and gas block, all that kind of stuff. So you have a gas block assembly that's already prepped, ready to be installed. Upper receiver's ready there to
and
grab.
They just bust them out.
Yep. So we'll just kind of do the Henry Ford method and assembly line it.
So cool. So one side we're going to do uppers, this side we're going to do lowers, and then eventually put it all together, ready for packaging to be sent to
So
you.
yeah, we slap it all together in the next stage, and we'll do a kind of a quality control inspection, and then it will go to the chute chamber for test firing.
So fun. All right, so let's take a look at putting everything together. Let's go. So this is going to be for Macmillan
and Surgeon.
And Surgeon.
So this is a finished product. This is a 591 Surgeon like we saw over there, but it's all done. It's got the EDM center, so it's ready to rock. So when an order comes in, we'll take one of these actions and we'll pair it up with the barrel, depending on the caliber, and we'll cut it to length. And we'll put the chamber in it with the reamer and have the machine do it. It's semi-automated.
Do you guys ever make them ahead of time and sell them, or is it more of a custom made to order, barrel length, exactly what you want?
We're trying to get more towards the production side of things, but we do options as well. I wouldn't quite call it a custom build anymore, but we're trying to get more towards the production end of things to keep the numbers up. But
super cool.
So we will
basically, if you're getting a Macmillan or a Surgeon rifle, it's being assembled right here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to be putting the barrels on, doing the muzzles, putting the brakes on, all right here.
And then what's the next step after all of this is done?
We'd be sending it to a third party for paint or Cerakote. And then when it comes back, that's when we would fit the stock to it and do the fully assembly and send it out to the customer, or it'll be waiting for the customer in the sales cage.
So what's the next process that we should look at? The stock?
Yeah, we can do stock assembly.
Let's go check that out.
So if it's a chassis, there's not too much involved with the chassis. Sometimes there's some minor fitting that takes place. But for these fiberglass type stocks, we'll do a full bed job. So what he's done here is he's basically paired the receiver to the stock and put a 2-part epoxy, and it's even corrected the barrel channel for strength and looks to get the lines perfect. And we also do the bottom, so the lines are perfect, everything matches. So it's a little bit of hand craftsmanship going on here.
I was just gonna ask, is it more machine, or how does this start out, and what is more hand designed versus machine?
This will be machined manually by us. The ejection port, the handle, all of that is gonna be custom fit. We'll be cutting in the trigger pocket. So.
And then are they ready to be sent out? Because they're going to be put together, assembled, but then you said sent out for paint. Are these?
Yeah. These will be painted as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit different process, but they'll put a kind of a tactile finish on it. It's very tough, and the receiver, the barrel receiver, that will all get painted with Cerakote.
So cool. It gets sent back and then shipped out to its owner. I'm so excited. How cool. All right, what's next? next process?
Well, the final product, I guess, and into the shipping cage. And
So let's go see what the final product of a Macmillan or a surgeon rifle is. All right, and we have the final product. So this is gonna be surgeon rifle, we've got Armalite, and then AWC. We also went over Macmillan. So we covered a lot of stuff today. You showed us what the start is of how these products are being made, the machining, the quality check, all the fine tuning, all of the hand filing, and then we actually went and did a test fire, packaging of all of these firearms. So these are getting ready to be sent out, right?
that's right.
Awesome. So Garrett, thank you so much for having us. I had a blast. I hope you did too. Crazy how all of this is made in the US and Phoenix, Arizona. So next time you want to buy something, definitely consider Strategic Armory Corps because made in the US and Phoenix, Arizona. I want to give a big thanks to all my friends at Strategic Armory Corps. There is nothing like the smell of freedom in a gun factory. Stay tuned for more Reloaded, more guns, more liberty, and more fun. I'm having a blast and I hope you are too. Remember your rights and don't be afraid to exercise your Second Amendment, my baddies. Make sure you like, share, and comment on this video so we can keep up that two-way conversation. My name is Paige and your firearm freedom just got reloaded.